The long-awaited debut of Alijah Arenas finally arrived Wednesday night in Los Angeles, but it did not unfold the way many had hoped. For college basketball updates, player comeback stories, and in-depth game analysis, like this video, subscribe to America Today and turn on notifications so you don't miss key developments this season. Arenas, one of the most highly anticipated freshmen in the country, struggled in his first game for USC Trojans, finishing with 8 points in a 74-68 loss to Northwestern Wildcats. The defeat dropped USC to 14-5 overall and 3-8 in Big Ten play, adding another layer of disappointment to a night that had been months in the making. Playing 29 minutes, Arenas showed flashes of the talent that made him a five-star recruit, but consistency proved elusive. He shot just 3 for 15 from the field, missed all 6 of his three-point attempts, and struggled at the free throw line, going 2 for 6. He added 2 rebounds and 2 assists, but his overall impact was limited as USC failed to close out a tight conference game. The performance came after an incredibly long and challenging road back to the court. Arenas' debut followed months of recovery from 2 major setbacks. Last spring, he was involved in a serious single-car crash in which his vehicle struck a tree. He suffered smoke inhalation and was placed in an induced coma, spending 6 days in the hospital. While doctors later confirmed he avoided major physical injuries from the accident, the ordeal alone would have sidelined most athletes indefinitely. Just as Arenas was preparing to resume basketball activities following the crash, he encountered another obstacle, a torn meniscus in his knee, which required surgery and delayed his return even further. What was supposed to be a smooth freshman transition turned into months-long fight simply to get healthy. That context made Wednesday night about far more than a box score. Arenas officially returned to practice with USC about a month ago, and head coach Eric Musselman was optimistic at the time. Musselman praised Arenas' basketball intelligence and energy, noting how quickly he blended back into team activities despite the extended absence. "It was great to have him back with the rest of the guys," Musselman said following Arenas' first practice. "He's got such a great basketball IQ and brings a tremendous amount of energy. It looked like he had been a part of practice for quite some time." That intelligence showed at times against Northwestern, particularly in his off-ball movement and defensive positioning, but the rust was unmistakable. Timing was off, shots were short or long, open looks failed to fall, and in a tight Big Ten game, those missed opportunities loomed large. The pressure surrounding Arenas' debut cannot be ignored. As the son of former NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas, expectations have followed him since high school. Standing 6'6", Arenas arrived at USC as a McDonald's All-American and 5-star recruit from Chatsworth High School in California. His combination of size, scoring ability, and playmaking made him one of the most talked-about freshmen in the nation before ever playing a college game. That anticipation only intensified as his debut was delayed month after month. Against Northwestern, the Trojans needed offensive efficiency, and instead, they struggled to generate consistent scoring late. Arenas took shots USC needed him to take, but rhythm and confidence take time, especially after such a long layoff and emotional journey. Northwestern took advantage, executing better in the final minutes and capitalizing on USC's missed chances. The Wildcats controlled tempo, defended the perimeter effectively, and forced USC into difficult possessions down the stretch. For USC, the loss highlighted a broader challenge. The Trojans are still searching for stability in Big Ten play, and integrating a highly talented but clearly rusty freshman into the rotation mid-season is no easy task. Arenas is learning on the fly, against physical defenses after months away from live competition. Despite the rough debut, neither Arenas nor the coaching staff appears panicked. Coaches and teammates have emphasized that this game was step one, not the final verdict. Conditioning, shooting touch, and in-game confidence typically lag behind medical clearance, especially for players returning from both physical injury and trauma. The encouraging sign for USC is that Arenas was able to log nearly 30 minutes, a strong indicator that his body held up under game conditions. That alone marks progress after everything he's endured. For Arenas personally, Wednesday night was less about the final score and more about reclaiming his place on the court. Simply stepping into a competitive college basketball game again was a milestone. Now comes the harder part: building consistency, finding rhythm, and adjusting to the speed and physicality of the Big Ten. USC will need patience, and Arenas will need reps. The talent that made him one of the nation's top recruits hasn't disappeared, but development rarely follows a straight line, especially after adversity of this magnitude. As the season moves forward, the focus will shift from debut nerves to growth. How quickly Arenas can settle in could have a significant impact on USC's conference hopes and on one of the most compelling comeback stories in college basketball this year. For continued coverage of USC basketball, Big Ten action, and player comeback stories across the NCAA, stay with America Today.